This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Today's discussion is the obesity drugs and impacts on other businesses. So this is absolutely a fascinating thing to see these obesity drugs start to take off. You know, we have a relative who's lost 30 pounds on him, looks terrific. The whole world that is not diabetic but slightly overweight seems to be thinking about obesity drugs. What an easier way to try and lose weight than so much exercise and so much careful discipline around eating, particularly on the holidays. So you've got this huge growth in this. And of course, a number of drug company stocks are just taking off based on Eli Lilly and others, Novo Nordisk, et cetera. But the fascinating thing is the other potential impact if we act control in our country. You see, even now, for bariatric surgeons, this is about the quickest direct impact I've seen of a change in protocols leading to a decrease in certain businesses. Bariatric surgeons, hospitals, and places that specialize in bariatric surgery are seeing an immediate decrease because the first protocol is going to be obesity drugs versus bariatric surgery to try and cut weight. It's fascinating. When I talk about cutting weight, it's obviously a phrase that comes from my high school wrestling days, but the fascinating concept of so many different impacts. Airlines say that if enough people were on obesity drugs, airline fuel costs would drop dramatically. We all know if enough people are on anti-obesity drugs to fight obesity, we would be far down in terms of other impacts, cardiovascular disease, metabolic syndromes, probably structural issues. You know, certainly if I lost 10 pounds, my knees could take a ton more paddle tennis, a ton more activities without doing too much harm to my ankles and knees and stuff like that. Fascinating to see the side effects, the collateral effects. We've seen this discussion before, but here it seems real. 20 years ago, people talked about cancer detection drugs hurting the endoscopy business. And it's turned out that that's not been the case. Quite frankly, what's really happened is endoscopies have continued to grow, continued to flourish, notwithstanding the increase in improvement of cancer detection drugs, just because it's so clear that prevention of cancer through colon screening is so important that somebody might have an impact, but we've been talking about it for 25 years. Here with the obesity drugs and bariatric surgery, we're already seeing that impact. I think it's a fascinating thing to watch. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you.